So now it's just wedged, and I've been trying to get it out, but I can't back it up because it's hitting this stupid stump. I'm up here in our somewhat destroyed forest here in Horseshoe Valley, Ontario, Canada area, and I've hit a roadblock on a logging trail that I've been working on. I've had to clear it since we had that ice storm in the winter, and I've been working hard at it whenever it's raining. As you can see, we just walked along most of it. I don't know how far it is, but I do know that I'm stuck now. This tree is in the way. It's not even really healthy because if you look up at the top there, it's been broken off and there's actually a big long piece hanging down there. So I need to drop that. I'm not so sure if I have to deal with that one, because if you follow that up, it goes up and up and then it curves over this way. So to be honest, I don't know if I have to drop that one either. There's no real way to drop these also, so it's just going to have to drop that way. But that's not the real roadblock. The secondary roadblock is this tree. Again, if you look up at the very top there, it's been broken off. I don't know if it'll survive or not, but in any case, it's kind of right in the way here where I have to build my trail. I could go a little bit further left for the trail, but I don't want to cut those two trees there. Those are tamarack trees and I want to save them. This is a maple tree, so we have lots of maple. It's okay, I can actually bring that to the sawmill eventually. It looks like there's about 35-40 feet of usable sawmill wood, so I'll save that piece. The other one is just going to be, I don't know what. This is the real roadblock here. Look at it. I don't even know what to do here. There's this tree right here that looks like it's still maybe in good condition, but there's this tree right here that has snapped off. You can see the big giant branch there. I can't cut that. It's very unsafe. One of the things when you're working in the forest alone, like I do, is you don't want to take on anything that's unsafe like that. Look at that. It's just hanging there, so you don't want to try to cut this tree because that'll just fall down. So more than likely, I'm going to get the mini excavator out, and that'll definitely assist and get that tree down. I got to clean up this big mess. Look at it. That's from this big tree right there. You see it snapped off, and it's fell down kind of right there all the way up. So I'll be able to chop that up with the chainsaw. Just by looking at it, it doesn't look like I'll be able to put it on the sawmill because there's a big curvature right here, and then it curves that way. And then way down there, it also dips like that. So I don't think that that's a good sawmill log. But look at that big mess over there further. Look, I'll zoom it in the camera for you. It's just a whole bunch of fallen, broken trees. And it's kind of directly in my path. You know, I've been trying to build some kind of a logging trail in here that will eventually become kind of a main road in the forest that will lead to an off-grid cabin in the woods over here. And I think that might be the first thing that I'll build. And I mean, I have these visions and dreams in my head about tree houses and cabins and, you know, sugar shacks. And I don't know what I can actually get done. I don't know what kind of skill level I have to do these things or what kind of drive and motivation. But it's in my head. I just need to make it come to fruition. And the first step is to make the forest accessible. It's kind of a pain in the butt working on a trail in your forest like this that doesn't have a way out. Like, what I mean to say is I'm building this trail. It's, I don't know how far it is now. It's probably 500, 600, 700 meters, but it just ends. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I can just drive my machine in here and then I can just continue to drive out and exit. So you got to somehow find a way to turn it around and go backwards, and it's a little bit of a pain and dangerous too because we're on the mountain. You know, I'm walking downhill right now trying to get stable footing as I go. So I gotta be safe, I gotta do it right, and I gotta enjoy myself. Because if I don't enjoy myself, then it becomes too much like work. So I'm gonna get my chainsaw gear on, all my safety stuff. I'm gonna tie up Olive into the mule, which is way down there, to make sure she's not running around while trees are falling. Once I drop that tree, I'll try to dig up the stump with the excavator. That's gonna be a hard one to dig, actually. But yeah, I'll probably end up losing this tiny tree. It's utterly useless right here, and then I'll get started on this roadblock. Olive, come here. Almost every time that I try to get up into the forest and do a little bit of chainsaw and logging type work, I sharpen my chainsaw. It's not something that I do every single time I use the chainsaw, but because it's so far out there in the forest, it's so much easier to sharpen it using the vise here. So that's just what I like to do to get kind of pre-prepared for a long day out in the woods. Got my trusty MS362 out. It'll do the job nicely. Well, we can't have an episode of the Hidden Spring Farm without having something go wrong. And if you look closely, the mule is stuck. And I've been huffing and puffing, trying to get it unstuck. I got it in four-wheel drive. We were just driving around here, and I was gonna go like right here to go around because I brought my little trailer to collect some of the wood. And I was so far away from the stump, I'm telling you. Like right now, I'm hitting the stump, but it was up here, and then the tires just slid down that little, because I've been digging out this stump. I'm so stupid. What I should have done is just continue digging out the stump, remove the stump, and then pack all the soil here. So now, oh Lord, it's just wedged. And I've been trying to get it out, but I can't back it up because it's hitting the stupid stump. And it's hitting the bottom of the carriage there. So I actually have a winch on this. This is a Warren brand winch, and it's like really good, 4,500 pounds. The problem is when I open this up, all the wires are chewed and it doesn't work anymore because of the mice in the drive shed. And it even has a free spool here, but I can't even turn this. It's like it's locked up, so I can't loosen this. So now what I think I'm going to do is just get a tow strap. I don't want to use a chain, but a tow strap, and I'll get the excavator in such a way that it's over there, and then I'll slowly back up and put this thing in neutral and get it unstuck. It's actually the first time ever in 5 years that I got this thing stuck, and that's a lot of driving, right, Olive? Olive didn't know what to do either. She's just sitting there keeping me company, and the tires are spinning, and it's like the whole thing looks like it's gonna flip this way. So it's just not good. Okay, we gotta walk back. We gotta walk back. I got this strap. Let's try to hook this in there. Hopefully that's fine. And here, I guess. And that'll pull like that. Okay. Okay, that just took me an hour out of my day. Gosh, when am I gonna have my wits about me? But it's all about having fun at the farm. So I'm gonna continue taking out that stump now, and I'm gonna level this off so that it's not on such an angle, because I don't want any of my equipment to flip. So it's not bad over there, but right here I thought I went around this stump, and I guess not. I didn't do a good enough job. Okay, the excavator's really coming in handy, I tell you. I got this fairly level. Once it rains a couple of times, it'll really compact it down, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to cut this tree. Right here, this tree's like, it just ends right there. It got broken in the ice storm, and it seems like it's a good straight log right here that I could actually use it on the sawmill. So it's a big one though. It's a big oak. I mean big around, like it looks like it's about 18 inches, 20 inches. And it's falling right on top of that tree, but that tree still looks relatively healthy. I don't need to drop that one. So if I cut it, it's probably going to fall that way. And then another hour to dig out the stump. Digging out the stumps is so much harder than you would think. Because even as powerful as the excavator in, Mother Nature is more powerful. And the root system, these are all old trees, don't forget. They're really strong, really strong. But I'm kind of thinking that this gap, there's a small tree right here, then there's this broken off tree, and then there's this other tree right here. I think for bringing logs in and out and for driving the ATV and stuff like that, maybe that little space is a little bit too tight, and that tree is half dead. So I think that's my logic for getting rid of it. Yeah. Well, we made it back in one piece. Got a whole bunch of firewood type logs. They're just too good and too much of a good size to leave out there. I mean, a lot of these are 6 inches, so I'll buck them up into 16-inch lengths when I get some time and turn it into firewood. We got the mule unstuck, so that's a bonus. We got a whole bunch of the trail done, and we got the roadblock cleared. So I think we accomplished a lot today, a lot. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself watching me use all the machines and hear the natural sounds in the forest. And we'll see you on the next episode. Okay, you guys take care.